Hello, welcome. Thanks for joining me today. So, I'd like to invite you to this multi level practice. And as always, you can do more, you can do less, you can rest more than I'm guiding, you can do the poses in a more vigorous way than I'm guiding. So, really make it your own. This is your practice. Listen to your body. So pausing to arrive, I'm removing the flesh from my sits bones. And you might, as a gesture of turning inwards, bring one hand to rest on your heart and one hand to rest on the belly. And begin to notice your breath. To breathe in, just let the inhale come to you, and to exhale, get out of the way, empty as completely as you can. Notice how your breath feels right now. And then perhaps set an intention for your practice today. So maybe bringing your palms together in prayer position from the chest, pressing the thumbs towards the heart and the heart towards the thumbs, and set an intention for your practice. So the why. Why are you practicing today? To find more ease and peace in your body, mind, and spirit. To invite more love into your heart. Maybe another reason. And release the hands and maybe just shake it out a little bit. Just to add some movement. So we're going to start moving with the breath now. So so you might imagine breathing in from the pelvis, from the tailbone, up to the top of the head. And as you breathe out, imagine the breath raining down like a fountain to the outside of the body, all the way to the ground. Breathe in from the pelvis up to the top of the head. Let the exhale just kind of spill to all sides, enveloping your whole torso in the gentle rain of the exhale. Breathe in from the tailbone to the top of the head. Imagine, again, let that gentle fountain of your breath wash all the way back down to the ground. Maybe adding the arms to the breath, bringing the palms face down in front of the lower belly, in front of the pelvis. And as you inhale, the arms rise up all the way to the top of the head, spilling out through the top of the head, and let your exhale rain down around you. Next inhale fills the belly, the chest, all the way to the top of the head. And the exhale rains down around you. Staying with this pattern, breathing into belly, heart, face, up through the top of the head. Imagine that fountain of the exhale spilling out on all sides. Let your arms travel at the pace of your breath. So your arms might be moving faster or slower than I'm guiding, but keep that image of filling your whole being with the breath and letting the breath spill out around you to heal you, to nourish you, and to release whatever needs to be let go of. Staying with the breath at your own pace. Maybe even looking up. Exhale all the way back down. One more full deep breath. And again, pause, and maybe again bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Take a moment to notice how you feel. Feeling the nourishing quality of the breath, the refreshing quality of the breath. And beginning to move more with the breath. So bring the hands to the knees or the thighs and start to circle your torso over the legs, over the hips, making sweeping circles leading with the center of the chest, the sternum. And again, you're following your breath. Find a pattern that you might be following. Maybe you're inhaling to the front and then exhaling to the back. Maybe you're in the opposite pattern, but just stay with whatever pattern you're in. Find a turnaround point, reverse the circles, moving counterclockwise, moving with the breath. Come back into the healing qualities of the breath. Filling belly, rib cage, chest, exhaling, release, surrender on each exhale. And coming back to sitting when you're ready, and pause for a moment at center. And you might stretch the legs out long now. Bring the hands behind you, lean back, maybe pump out your knees a little bit. Maybe rub your thighs a little bit. Staying with the breath. Maybe shake out your shoulders a little bit and then come back into that cross-legged position. And if you remember which leg was to the front, bring the other leg to the front this time. Again, remove the flesh from the sits bones. Bringing the arms alongside the body, making kind of an A-frame with the arms. So it's like you're making a tent with your fingertips and your arms. Get taller from the tailbone all the way to the top of the head. Exhale, release completely again. Stay with that nourishing full breath. And as you inhale, let the arms float out to the sides and overhead. Palms turn toward each other. Keep grounding down into the sits bones, reaching up with the fingertips, elongating the rib cage, the chest. And on the next exhale, release the left arm down and reach the right arm over. Soften the left elbow. Stay with the breath. Notice where you can soften, where are you striving, where can you just be with the breath. Allow the opening of the right side body. You might even imagine you're breathing into the right side of the chest. On the next inhale, let the left arm float up. Get long again. Pause for a moment at center. Don't reach up with the shoulders, so the shoulders stay hugged into the shoulder sockets, or the arms stay hugged into the shoulder sockets. Bring the right arm down and walk it out. Soften the right elbow. Take care that the left arm isn't coming in front of the ear, but rather stays alongside the ear. Keep the left shoulder along in the same plane as the right shoulder, so the left shoulder isn't coming forward. Breathe and be in your breath without striving or over efforting. Keep softening that right shoulder. On the next inhale, rise back up, palms touch. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Pause for a moment again, pressing the thumbs towards the heart and the heart towards the thumbs. Begin to notice a little more aliveness, a little more awakeness in the body. And let's add a twist, bringing the arms out to the sides as you inhale. And as you exhale, bring the right hand to the left knee or thigh, the left hand behind you. You're still looking towards the front, so get long, press into that back hand to lift through the top of the head. And then slowly wind the navel, the sternum, and lastly, the head to look towards the left shoulder. Shoulders are rolling away from the ears, even as you're getting taller by elongating the spine. Keep softening into your twist. If you like, as you inhale, bring the head to look towards the front again, and then maybe even towards the right shoulder. And then exhale, wind the head slowly to look behind you. Stay with the breath. Full deep breaths. Keep softening the neck, the shoulders away from the ears. And livening your whole torso with the breath. As you inhale, unwind, arms float out to the sides. Pause for a moment here, get long again, but press down with the sit bones, with the backs of the thighs. And as you exhale, bring the left hand to the right thigh, right hand behind you. Find the position of the right hand to help you get taller. I'm making a fist, your palm might be flat. Breathe, and then slowly wind the navel, the sternum, and lastly the nose to look towards the right. Each inhale is helping to elongate the spine. And each exhale, just like we did before when the exhale was raining down around us, each exhale is softening everything. Again, if you like, as you inhale, bring the head to look in front of you, and then keep going, look towards the left shoulder. And slowly wind the head back to look towards the right shoulder again. Keep softening shoulders away from the ears. Stay with your deep, deliberate, cleansing, nourishing breath. On the next inhale, unwind, pause for a moment. And then bring the hands in front of you. Start to walk the fingers away and come into a little forward fold. You might elongate a few times, lengthen, open the heart. And as you exhale, come down a little bit more. And do that a few times, getting long before you come all the way forward. And you might be sitting almost upright, and that's okay. Just release and let go of striving once you come to your edge. Can you soften the belly? Can you soften the shoulders? Can you breathe into, maybe you feel the stretch in one thigh more than the other thigh. It might be in the leg that's to the front. Or it might be your other leg. Or it might be both thighs that you're feeling it. Gently start to lift, walk the fingers back in. Come back upright. Use the hands to kind of come up, and maybe reverse the crossing of your legs. So bring the other leg to the front. Let's do that delicious forward fold again. Again, get longer for a few times. And again, you might be sitting up this high and then just soften. And if you can come forward, or if you're inclined to come further forward, keep going. But wherever you are, don't fight your body. Don't fight what your body needs to do. And stay with your breath. Release as totally as you can. Let go of needing to do more.
Let go of needing to come further. Let go of needing to feel more stretch even. Just be with whatever you're presented with in this moment. In some ways, the practice of yoga is a practice of accepting the present moment, of being with the present moment.
And it is a practice. Start to come up when you're ready. So be gentle with yourself, shake it out, and then make your way all the way up to standing. I have a blanket under my bottom, so I'm going to remove that. Once you're standing, just shake it out for a moment. Like you've just been let out of your confinement and you're just shaking it out, shaking out your legs, your arms. You're being as silly as you can. I'm going to adjust the screen a little bit so you can see. Oh, my back actually, okay. All right, sorry. You might still be shaking it out. Yeah, just wanted you to see more of my arms. Hi again, how are you? Let's do empty coat sleeps, one of my all-time favorite ways to get moving. Ha. Inhale through the nose to center, exhale. Ha. 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 Maybe even look all the way behind you as you exhale. So you're looking at the wall behind you, or find something behind you that you can look at on each exhale. Ha. 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 Good. Come back to standing to stillness as slowly as you can. That felt really good. Maybe shake it out again. Bring the hands to the shoulders and start to circle your elbows. If you like, add a little bounce in the knees. So you're just bringing some movement, staying with the breath. Reverse the circles. Shake it out again if you like. Step to the front of the mat. If you have blocks and you want to use blocks, then bring your blocks along towards the front of the mat or alongside your feet. You don't need to have blocks if you don't have them, but it's nice to have as many props as you can. Bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart, and arrive. Breathe. Arrive in your standing mountain pose. Lining up the hips with the ankles, the shoulders with the hips. The top of the head yearning towards the sky. And maybe again, add the arms to the breath. Imagine the breath coming into the, in through the tailbone, up through the belly, the chest, out through the top of the head, and then let the breath spill down to all sides like a beautiful fountain. If you like, add the arms, starting the arms in front of the belly, palms facing down. Inhale all the way up, and then let that fountain of breath spill all around you, cleansing, nourishing, releasing. Stay with your breath. Really imagine the opening of your heart, of your soul to everything there is. Come into the nourishing, cleansing properties of the breath. Feel the ground under you as you're opening your heart to the heavens, to the universe. The next time the arms come overhead, turn the palms up and imagine you're doing a handstand on the ceiling. Press down with the feet, up through the hands, but down also with the tops of the arms into the shoulder sockets. Don't arch the back, so don't add a back bend, keep the integrity of your mountain pose. Breathe and smile. You can't see my face. I'm smiling right now. And on the next exhale, dive down into a forward fold and just hang for a moment. Breathe. Maybe shake your head. Yes. Shake, turn it gently, no, side to side. And soften your knees so that your feet can come, your hands can come down to the ground or to blocks, and take a big step back with the right foot. If you can, stay up on the right toes, and maybe inch your left foot out to the side a little bit to so you're not on the tightrope. If you're using blocks, walk them back a little bit, or bring your hands to the left knee, left thigh, not the knee, and breathe. Lifting up, maybe just come a little forward and back. Bring the left knee forward and maybe straighten the left knee a little bit, left thigh a little bit. If you like, you can add the arms. As you inhale, bring the arms forward and up. And as you exhale and straighten the left knee, sweep the arms down behind you. Inhale, bend the left knee, bring the arms forward and up. Exhale, straighten the left knee, or keep the left knee bent if that feels better for you. Stay in that low lunge. So stay with the straightening and bending, or I'm going to model staying stationary. Arms are still moving. I'm still smiling and breathing. Good. And the next time the arms come down, lean into that left foot. Lean forward, and then bring your right foot forward alongside your left foot, and soften the knees, hang again, breathe. Maybe hold opposite elbows, sway gently side to side. Soften everything, let everything hang. And then again, finding your blocks or the ground, take a big step back with the left foot. If you can't, stay up on the left toes, the left knee stays lifted. I'm inching my right foot out to the side a little bit. Start to bend the right knee a little bit, and then keep the hands low or bring the hands to the right thigh, torso rises. And just find your high lunge here, pressing into that left foot so you're not leaning towards the right thigh. Smile. Maybe start to add that gentle movement of the hips forward and back, bending the right knee. If you like, again, add the arms as you inhale. Arms sweep forward and up, and as you exhale, maybe the right knee straightens and the arms sweep behind you. Stay with your breath. Stay with the movement, or keep the right knee bent and just sweep arms forward and back. This is your practice. Listen to your body. Do what your body wants to do. Never forcing or over-efforting. Next time arms come down, lean into the right foot. And now sink the left knee down, step the right foot back into table position. Arrive in table, fingers stand out, wrists under shoulders, back flat, knees under hips. And inhale into dog-tailed, tailbone goes up, belly low, chin up. Exhale, round into cat tail. Hug the navel in towards the mid-spine and let the tailbone and the chin drop under. Come back and forth between cat and dog or cat and cow. With the breath, following the breath. You can stay with these movements. These movements might feel really, really good for your body, so do more. Or bring the arms a little bit wider, the knees maybe a little bit wider, and start to circle your pelvis, starting big torso circles, leading with the
tailbone and the pelvis. And following the breath. Again, just like we did when we were sitting, maybe find a pattern. Maybe your pattern is inhaling to the front, exhaling to the back, or the opposite. Keep pressing into the first knuckles of the fingers so you're not hanging out on the wrists. And reverse the circles if you like. Let out those letting go breaths anytime you like. You don't even have to have any shame now. Usually in class I do this all the time. Nobody does it because they're embarrassed. So now do it because you want to. And you don't have to be embarrassed. Make your way all the way down onto the belly. Bring the hands alongside the chest. Elbows hugged in. Get longer from the toes to the top of the head. Let the pelvis and the thighs get really heavy. Shoulders rolling away from the ears. As you inhale, chest and head rise up, get longer as you inhale. Maybe stay up in cobra for a few breaths. Shoulders rolling down towards the elbows, elbows rolling down towards the buttocks or the thighs. Stay with the breath. Keep the pelvis heavy on the ground. When you've had enough of whatever cobra you're doing, exhale all the way down onto the belly. Make a pillow with the hands for the head and side out, or turn the cheek to one side. You can bend the knees and windshield wiper your feet side to side. And if your cheek is turned to one side, you can turn the opposite cheek to the mat. You can release the feet whenever you've had enough, or keep them going. Bring the head back to center, hands alongside the chest. Inhale up into table and downward facing dog. So really luxuriate in your first downward dog of this practice. Walk it out or stay stationary. Try not to endure downward dog. So whatever you're doing, whether you're stationary and still, or you're moving and stretching, try to keep following the breath so your pose stays dynamic and not stiff. When you're ready, step or jump into forward fold and just pause for a moment to hang again. Enjoy that deliciousness of just hanging. And from here, bend the knees deeply, sweep the arms out to the sides, maybe even overhead, maybe even fingertips touch, and then exhale, sink back into forward fold, arms sweep down. Inhale, arms to the side, as high as they want to, maybe even touch your fingertips together. Exhale, sink back into forward fold. Do that a few times, rising up into your comfy chair, and exhale, release into your comfy forward fold. Back and forth at your own pace. Using your breath to enliven your body. And exhale back into forward fold. And on the next inhale, come all the way up to standing, if you like, out of back bend. Exhale, hands back to the chest. One hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Arrive. Receive. And let's keep flowing. Inhale, arms out to the side. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Step the right foot far back. Stay up on the right toes again. Keep the right knee lifted. If it works for you, you can come all the way up into that high lunge again. Maybe square the hips. Maybe make some movements. Stay here or bring the hands behind you this time and interlace the fingers. Turn the palms away.
And pull the knuckles towards the wall behind you. Breathe and smile. Maybe sink a little bit deeper into your lunge. And when you've had enough of that, then bring the hands forward to blocks or to the ground. Sink the right knee down into low lunge. Stay here, or again, bring the hands up to the left thigh. You might bring the arms up into a pitchfork shape now. So you're framing the head with the hands. It's like you're holding your hands between your head between your hands. And breathe. If you want to add movement again, bring the arms down. And as you exhale, straighten the left knee. Fold the nose towards the left knee. Maybe even your foot rises up and you're bringing your hips towards the back. And as you inhale, bend the left knee. And maybe your torso rises again and your arms come up. Exhale, sweep the arms down, straighten the left knee. Bow down over that extended left knee. As you inhale, bend and rise up like you're victorious, rising up from the earth. Back and forth, or stay stationary, or make the movement smaller. Again, you can also rest in child's pose if you like, bringing the left leg back and coming into your comfy child's pose. So listen to your body. For me, it feels really good to be moving. And the next time the arms come down, keep the left knee straight. Lean into the left foot, step the right foot forward, forward fold. Just pause and hang. Maybe say yes with the head, nod the head yes. Shake the head no. Bend the knees deeply. Sweep the arms out to the sides, fingertips touch overhead. Come into that comfy reclining chair and exhale into forward fold. Let's do that a few more times. You can just sweep the arms to the sides instead of all the way up and exhale down, or you can sweep the arms forward in front of you. Stay with your breath. Engage your core to strengthen your core as you're strengthening the legs. And the next time the fingertips touch overhead, come all the way up to standing. Maybe add that back bend. Exhale, hands back to the chest. One hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Arrive. Receive. And let's keep moving. Inhale, arms out to the side. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, hands to shins or thighs. Exhale, down. Hands to blocks or to the ground. Big step back with the left foot. Again, coming into that high lunge. Maybe inch the right foot up to the side a little bit. Stay here or bring the arms up. Square your hips so that your hips are like headlights shining straight in front of you. You can stay here or sweep the arms behind you, interlace the fingers, and then let your heart bloom forward as you push the knuckles towards the back heel, the left heel, or towards the wall behind you, or towards the ground. And breathe. Smile. Stay with your breath. And release the hands. And then bring the hands to the right thigh or to the ground. Lower the left knee, coming into low lunge. You can stay low or begin to move. So maybe straighten the right knee, bow down over the extended right thigh. And as you inhale, the knee bends again. Maybe your arms rise up into that high wave. Bring the arms down, straighten the right knee, bow down. Inhale, lift as if you're a helium balloon floating up, and float down just as slowly. Stay with your breath. And the next time the right knee bends, bring the arms up into that pitchfork shape. Open the heart. Bring the hands back down. Lean into the right foot. Left foot steps forward, forward fold. Bend the knees deeply. Sweep the arms out to the sides and overhead. Come into your comfy seated pose. Exhale, sink back down. Inhale, halfway up or all the way up. Exhale, back down. Stay with your breath. And the next time you're in forward fold, hang for a moment. And then step the left leg back again. Stay up on the left toes. Keep the right knee bent. Maybe bring the arms up and add that pitchfork shape arms. And then sweep the arms back down. Step the right foot back into downward facing dog. Walk it out. Sink the knees down. Make your way all the way down onto the belly. Let's do gecko arm cobra. So the forehead is to the mat. The arms are on the wood outside of the borders of your mat, and your fingertips are on the floor. You might not have wood floor, so I don't know why I said wood on the floor. So get long. Your elbows are sticking up. You're making kind of a box shape with your arms and the floor. Breathe. Get longer. Press the pelvis down, chest and head rise, and get even longer as you exhale back down. Get longer as you come up, and get longer as you come down. Stay with your breath. When you've had enough, you can rest on your abdomen again, coming into Advasana, or you can bring the hands alongside the chest, gather the belly in, come up into table, and take child's pose. So child's pose is another resting pose. You can also make a pillow with the hands for the head here. You can bring the knees closer or wider and just rest for a moment. Sometimes in child's pose, I like to bring the hips gently side to side. Come back to, I'm just rocking side to side, getting lost in it. That felt really good. Come up to sitting, and then bring the feet in front of you. Bring the legs wide, bring the hands behind you, lean back a little bit, like you're, again, in a recliner, and then just let knees come side to side. If the opposite arm wants to come across, then allow that. And if you want to add more, the next time the knees are to the right hand behind you, sweep the left arm in front of the right knee, lift the hips up and come into a version of gate pose. And then just stay on this side if you like and bring the hips back down, sweep arm up and down and back up. Stay on this side for a few breaths, or your knees may still be coming side to side. The next time you're lifted, if you like, pause here. And then slowly bring the hips back down, and then let the knees drift over to the other side. And again, your knees might still be coming side to side. Right arm behind you, and then sweep it forward and up alongside the right ear, lifting the hips. Exhale back down. Make your own pattern with your own breath, the pattern that best fits what your body needs right now. And when you've had enough of that, bring the knees back to center. And then bring your feet a little bit closer in. Sit tall, remove the flesh from the sits bones. You can stay here. We're going to come into upward facing boat. Just lift the feet up. Keep your belly yearning towards the thighs. You're elongating from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Stay here or bring the shins parallel to the mat, the hands to the behind the thighs. Stay here or bring the arms alongside the feet or the shins, or see if you can come all the way into the full expression of upward facing boat, and just breathe and smile, because this is really fun. Aren't you enjoying this? Have a sense of humor about it. And you might be wobbling or shaking like me. Keep breathing. When you've had enough, then cross the ankles, move forward, breathe. You're going to do that again. So again, you can stay in the first version of upward facing boat, just lifting the feet, or bring the shins parallel to the ground, or bring the arms alongside the body, or straighten the legs, or if you like, start into a moving boat. So as you exhale, straighten the knees, bring the arms even overhead, gather the belly in, rise back up into that upward facing boat version. So it's like your body is water, your water falling down and back up, and breathe. You might still be upright. When you've had enough, I think I've had enough. Cross the ankles and lean forward. Breathe. Come back up into table position now, and downward dog. Use downward dog to just kind of shake it out a little bit. Walk the feet towards the hands. Bend the knees towards the center toes, arms out to the sides, come all the way up. If you like, add a little back bend. Exhale, hands to the heart. One hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Breathe, arrive, and we're going to come into a little moving balance play. And remember, it's just play. So as you inhale, bring the right knee forward, maybe bring the arms up into like a wide V. And then as you exhale, sweep the right leg behind you, sweep the arms behind you, right toes touch down, come into that high lunge. And gather the belly in, bring the right knee forward, arms up, knee forward, and then sweep back into that high lunge. And do that a few times at your own pace. If it feels appropriate for you, if your body's like, no, I'm not doing that, just stay standing and keep the right foot in some way lifted off the ground. The next time the arms come forward, the right knee forward, bring the leg down, one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Maybe shake it out a bit. Let's do a little hip circles. Step the feet a little bit wider and start to circle your hips. To just loosen up the hips and play. Reverse the circles. Bring that playful attitude into your practice. Come back to standing, shake it out again. And we're going to do the other side. So before we get started, you might just lift the left heel, come up on the left toes, keep the right knee soft, and you might just stay here. Maybe that's your balance pose today, or come to the wall, or bring the left knee forward, the arms up. Like you're saying, I'm victorious. And then send the left leg back, sweep the arms behind you, left toes touch down, right knees bent. Inhale, step into the, oops. You can always, like I did, just bring the left foot down to touch the ground. Stay with your breath. Coming forward and back, staying with, you might see how wobbly I am, so how sometimes I even lose it, and that's okay. It's all just play. The side seems to be harder than the first side for me. Breathe and smile. Yikes, here we go again. And I'm gonna not give up. Do one more, two more. And the next time the left knee is forward, bring the foot down. Hold your belly or one hand to the belly or shake it out. And just like we did at the beginning of the practice, bring the hands in front of the pelvis. Inhale through the belly, through the chest, up through the top of the head. And then let that breath rain down to all sides, coming back to the way we started. Stay with your breath. Receive the deep release of your exhale. On the next exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, hands to shins or thighs. Lengthen from the tailbone to the top of the head. Breathe. Maybe bend the knees, both knees, over the center toes. Bring the hands to the thighs and do some squatting cat and dog tilts. A little more work in the core and the thighs. Inhale, heart forward, tailbone up. Exhale, round the belly away from the thighs. Arch the back away from the mat. Inhale into dog tilt or cow. Exhale into cat tilt. Back and forth. Enjoy how strong you're getting. And sometimes the shaking is an indication that you're building muscles. When you've had enough, then come down to sit, and then just keep going. Come all the way down onto the back. Arrive for a moment on the back. Like our friend Bavard always says in yoga class, when we come down onto the back. So imagine, or do that yourself. Don't imagine it, just do it. Let's come into dead bug. So letting limbs float up, and then just let your limbs float around, your head float around. Really luxuriate in, you're finally lying on the floor, and your limbs are able to just soften and play a little bit. And then come to stillness. Bring the knees into the chest. Bring the arms overhead to the floor behind you. And breathe. And then as you inhale, bring the arms alongside the shins. Straighten the knees. Maybe lift the chest a little bit. Not straining. And then exhale, bend the knees. Bring the arms overhead behind you. And do that a few more times. Arms sweep up, chest, head sweeps up, feet sweep up to the floor. Exhale, bend, bring arms behind you. Do that a few times. Try not to, you can always keep the knees softer. Try not to jerk your neck, and breathe. And do as many more of those as you like. When you've had enough, bring the knees, keep the knees into the chest. And now bring the arms out to the sides, palms facing down. Roll the knees a little bit towards the right and tuck the left shoulder blade under, and then roll the knees a little bit towards the left, tuck the right shoulder blade under. So your shoulder blades are coming toward each other across the upper back. Breathe, palms flat down on the ground. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, let the knees drift to the right, look to the left. Let the knees hover wherever they want to, or maybe they come all the way down. Inhale, back up. And then exhale, let the knees drift over to the left as far as they want to, or hovering. Make sure the right shoulder stays down. So the shoulders stay stationary, knees come side to side. If you want to add more play here, the next time the knees are to the right, you can straighten the left leg long out to the side, and then bend the left knee, bring the knees back to center. Shoulders stay grounded, knees go to the left, right leg might extend. So just play in whatever way feels good to you. When you've had enough, bring the feet back down to the ground. Pause to revive. Let's come into bridge, a little back bend. Heels close to the buttocks, arms alongside the body, palms facing down, press into the feet. Lift the hips up as high as they want to come. You can stay lifted or bridge wave, bring the hips back down. So either keep the hips lifted and stay there as long as you like, or lift and lower the hips as slowly as you can. If you're lifting and lowering, you can also lift the arms up and over the head towards the floor behind you as the hips rise up, and then slowly bring the arms and hips back down. Find whatever feels best for you today. When you've had enough, then rest, bring the hips back down. Once the hips and arms have landed, pause. And then maybe bring the knees into the chest, maybe circle. And breathe. If you like, come into happy baby. Bring the knees wider, reach inside the legs for the insteps or the ankles, and then just rock side to side. A friend with a baby just sent me a picture of her baby on the changing table with his butt out, doing happy baby just up on its own, on his own accord. And every time I do happy baby now, I think about that butt out happy baby. So cute. Breathe. Bring the feet back down, the arms back down when you're ready. And then bring your right knee into the chest. Hug the right shin or thigh in, the left knee is still bent. And then extend your left leg long, press out through the left heel. The right knee is still hugged in. As you inhale, the left leg lifts up off the ground and comes all the way overhead. And as you exhale, keeping the back flat, the left leg floats back down, pausing just off the ground. Come up and down at your own pace. Try not to grip the teeth or the jaw. Keep the tongue on the lower palate. So peeling the tongue off the roof of the mouth, letting shoulders, the fronts of the shoulders, the backs of the shoulders stay released down onto the ground. Stay with your leg lifts as long as you like. When you've had enough, you can release the left leg, release the right leg to join it. You might even bring both legs long and bring the arms overhead and get really long from the right fingers to the right foot and the left fingers to the left foot. Bring the arms back down, bend the knees, bring the heels close to the buttocks, knees bent. Bring your left knee into the chest and hug it in and breathe, smile. Soften your jaw. Keeping the left knee hugged in, send your right leg long. Maybe it's just floating an inch or two off the mat already. And as you inhale, lift the right leg up. And as you exhale, right leg floats down to hover just about hip distance off the mat. Inhale back up. You can keep the leg hovering for a few breaths if that feels good for you. Just take care that the lower back, there's no space in the lower back, and also your chin isn't tilting up towards the ceiling. You're kind of keeping the chin tucked a little bit so you're not using the neck for your leg lifts. Sometimes other parts of the body want to help. Stay with your breath. Keep telling those other parts to soften and bring the strengthening into the core. When you've had enough, this time maybe bring the right knee into the chest, or you can stretch long again if that felt really good for you. Bring the feet back to the ground, keeping the knees bent. Let's do a hip opener, which is the lying version of pigeon pose. If you love pigeon and you usually do pigeon, please feel free to come up and do pigeon. Bring your left knee into the chest. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh. You can stay here or lift the right leg up. You can stay here and imagine pressing that right foot into an imaginary wall, or bring the left hand between the legs, that's the eye of the needle, and then hold on to the right thigh or the right shin, wherever your shoulders can most comfortably reach. So if you're just trying to hold the hands behind the thigh or the shin, and your shoulders are coming up and your head's coming up, then maybe come back to that first version of the pose where you keep the right foot elevated and just let the arms rest. Find whatever feels best for you today and let it be enough. Breathe acceptance, love, and peace into your belly. When you've had enough, unclasp the hands, bring the right foot back down, bring the left leg back down. Maybe bring arms out to the sides and windshield wiper knees side to side. Bringing the knees back to center. And now bring your right knee into the chest, cross the right ankle over the left thigh. If you want to move to the next phase, lift the left leg. Imagine pressing the left foot into an imaginary wall. The navel is hugging in towards the lower back stays on the ground. If you want to come into the next version, bring the right hand between the legs, hold on to the left thigh or the left shin, and wherever you are, let it be enough. Don't try to force your body into a pretzel shape if it doesn't feel good for your body. You're much better off listening to your body and honoring what your body is telling you to do, rather than saying, nope, I'm not listening to you today, I'm forcing you to do it for you. Be gentle with yourself. Soften the jaw, feeling the tongue off the roof of the mouth, widening the upper palate away from the tongue to release the jaw even more. When you've had enough, then unclasp the hands, bring the left foot back down, unwind the right leg, and then take a couple of minutes to move or stretch in any way your body wants to stretch. I like to make circles with the knees. You might want to do something else, so just take a couple of minutes to it's kind of a release valve before final relaxation. So what do you need to do to release a little more in your body? Is there any movement or any shape that your body still would love to do? So take a couple of minutes to do nothing or something. And I'm going to actually get up and get my shirt because I'm getting chilly. So if you have a blanket or a bolster handy, you might bring that over for your final relaxation. Getting ready for your well-deserved rest. When you're ready, just make your way down onto the back and get really comfortable. Actually, before I come to sitting, I'm gonna just stay with you and model Shavasana for a moment. But I'm pretty sure that everybody knows how to do Shavasana, right? So you can, if you have no lower back issues, you can stretch long. For most people, I recommend either putting some support under the knees so that your knees stay bent and your lower back is not suffering. One of my favorite shapes and a very healing shape is to bring the feet wider, let the knees rest against each other into constructive rest pose. And that's what I'm going to model for you today. Feel free to take a different shape if you like. So if you're joining me in constructive rest pose, you might just bring your hands to rest on your belly, or alternatively, bringing the arms out to the side and really stretching, spreading out on the ground. And begin to notice your breath. Just like we did at the beginning of the practice, notice your breath. Let the inhale come to you and to exhale, release. Let it come and let it go. Let it come and let it go. Let your feet soften. Your calves soften. The knees and the space behind the knees softening. The thighs releasing. Imagine the space between your hips getting wider. So your hips are coming away from each other, releasing the lower back completely down to the earth. Soften your belly. Soften your belly. Soften your belly. Soften your chest. Your shoulders, upper arms, forearms, hands and fingers. Soften your arms. Soften under the arms, the armpits. Imagine the space between the shoulders getting wider and softer. Let your lower jaw unhinge, chin coming towards the chest. cheekbones drape towards the ears, bridge of the nose sinking towards the back of the head, eyes dropping towards the back of the head, forehead melting, widening, softening. Stay with your breath and continue to release deeper and deeper onto your mat. You're staying in your Shavasana. I'm coming up to sitting so that I can read you a poem by Dana Folds. And I brought out one of my favorite poems. Those of you who practice with me regularly know this poem well. But it's such a wonderful reminder, and I know myself, I can never hear these words enough. It's called Let It Go. Let go of the ways you thought life would unfold. The holding of plans or dreams or expectations. Let it all go. Save your strength to swim with the tide. The choice to fight what is here before you now will only result in struggle, fear, and desperate attempts to flee from the very energy you long for. Let go. Let it all go and flow with the grace that washes through your days. Whether you receive it gently or with all your quills raised to defend against invaders. Take this on faith. The mind may never find the explanations that it seeks. The mind may never find the explanations that it seeks, but you will move forward nonetheless. Let go. And the waves' crest will carry you to unknown shores, beyond your wildest dreams or destinations. Let it all go and find the place of rest and peace and certain transformation. So stay in your Shavasana longer if you like. If you would like to close with me, then begin to reawaken the body gently. Perhaps bringing the knees into the chest, gently rolling to one side. Rest in fetal position on your side for a moment. When you're ready, make your way to any seated position that works for you. You can sit cross-legged again, or with the legs wide. If you like, Bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. And perhaps choose to remember those words of let it go. The choice to fight what is here before you now will only result in struggle, fear, and desperate attempts to move away from the very energy you long for. Let it go. Let go with the grace. Let go to swim with the grace that washes through your days. Let go to swim with the grace that washes through your days. Bringing palms together in prayer position in front of the chest. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Thank you for honoring me with your virtual presence. Namaste. I hope to see you again soon. Be well. Take care. I love you.